Welcome back to you, baby dolls. Crypto's juiciest news right here. We are looking at Bitcoin on a daily chart. We have tapped $31,000 and we are continuing to push higher. We're going to go through some SEC announcements today as well. And we're going to go through some more information regarding Richard Heart and the PulseChain ecosystem. Look what's happening. We are continuing to grind through. September was green and now October was green too. Statistically, when this happens, we have a strong November and December finish. Chainlink continued to push through $10. We're going to wait and see if it's repeating what it did in the past. I want to remind you, back in 2019, Chainlink did the same thing. It flipped green on the weekly super trend, had a few red candles, and it just started literally popping off into the heavens. Now, this move is a 10x. I don't know if we're going to get a 10x. I doubt it. I hope we do though, and I want to remind you, the 50% retrace is around where most altcoins and Bitcoin could go to the first time. I know we are excited and we're going to pump some music too, but at the end of the day, remember, everybody is still offside. No one is actually killing it. And there are many people with PTSD. They are going to get out when we recover back to the middle zone. Not only in Bitcoin, Ethereum, but Chainlink, HEX, PulseChain, PulseX, everything. They're going to get out. It does not mean we just go up and go straight down. What it usually means is when we go up to the middle line, this is about 28 to 30 bucks for Chainlink. When we go up here, there is a diddle that happens. The diddle zone, by the way, we can push higher, come back below the diddle, come do this, or we go up, come back down, and then fake out later before continuing up. Or we just screw around. It doesn't really matter. But all that matters is they're going to start to think about, all right, I want to get out. I didn't like this crypto experience. This is where it gets tough. Because you and I, we are here for the long term. And that's why you like, subscribe, belly button, and all, and you shock the algorithm for this family-friendly show. So we're here for the long term, and we unfortunately have to sit through the weak hands getting out. There is a scenario where we don't have to really worry about it, but it involves going up slower than you think. It means a slow, methodical move up like that. That might be what happens. Say, this is what Bitcoin did in 2016 into 2017. It did that slow, methodical move. And that's exactly what I'm showing you now. See this chart? This is the Mt. Gox Ponzi fractal cycle. Look at this. We caught up. Isn't this wild? The fractal was working. Look at this, friends. We were like, oh no, the fractal's not working. It's over. It's over. And then bang, 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 bang. Who would have thought we actually caught up exactly where we should be? This is nuts, actually, thinking about it. Don't forget, $42,000. If we draw a fib from Bitcoin, top to bottom, the fib retracement is 42,000. This has hit 3 out of 3 times before the Bitcoin halving, 2012, 2016, 2020. It's going to be interesting to see if we do get it again. As a friendly reminder, we can actually go sideways from here to January 2024 next year and February, and we're still in line. So we don't really have any cause for concern. We can literally just go absolutely nowhere. But we don't know if we're going to get this nice euphoric pump. It'll be actually interesting if they do approve the ETF and it kind of pushes it out. Gentle reminder that your friend here, your friend Somi, kept you bullish the whole time because the weekly super trend was green. That's it. There's no magical science here. It just says, you know what? If you want me to get bearish, go and change the trend on the weekly. Go flip the other way. There's no secret here. It's just 3 times the ATR. I thought we were losing hope in September. We all did. But look what happened. We moved up. All those TA geniuses, all those people who told you to leverage trade, all those people who said, get half out, get back in later, you know we're going to go down. They're all wrong. All of them were wrong. I am here holding up the trophy to tell you they are soy boy pencil neck cucks. They have rounded elbows. They drink room temperature water. And if you sit on their chairs, there's no squeaks. Don't even bother looking at their slippers. You know they're crumpled and tarnished. A message here from Richard Heart. We won. He's got a longer message here, which we're going to read through. And by the way, we're going to have to pump this, okay? We literally are getting candles right now to the moon. Look at this. Straight up. It's what we want. Fantastic to see, isn't it? If only you had a friend telling you there are over 140 content creators in the PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX community shouting from the rooftops that they're not going anywhere. Yes, shouting does not move the price up, but it informs you that the number of people in the network will probably accelerate when the cycle turns again. Why? You've got a megaphone ready. It's ammo loaded in the gun. Don't walk through the crosshairs. This is the also fancy schmancy EHEX PHEX ratio. I think we can all agree this thing, it doesn't even really need to go up to parity, friends. No one really cares, okay? I'll be honest. If all our US dollars go up, we don't really care about this parity thing. But if you can just stay in the range, who cares? People earn yield, people chill out. Maybe there's going to be a PHEX Exeter later on that kind of moves this thing up. You never know. But at the end of the day, we just want the whole ecosystem to go up and retain purchasing power and move along the cycle. That's the healthy sign. Move along with Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you're interested, you can type in CHEX into Dexscreener, and it is combined HEX. CHEX is combined HEX, and now on Dexscreener, you can actually see, shout out to Mr. Dipcatcher who made this as well. You can see what the real total HEX is doing. Now, I already have this on the HEX combined price, but this is the full history, and this is actually great to see as well, but it's a log chart. You can't actually get into the nitty gritty, so this is really cool, isn't it? You get to watch that we are erasing the corrupt SEC attacks here. This is the candle right here. We are now recovering. And speaking of the corrupt SEC, this is one of the commissioners, and misrepresenting them is not what she's trying to do, but she's just trying to let everyone know, hey, there's something going on. I just can't tell you this. Have a listen to what she says.
And I can't say whether or not the commission is ready to approve a Bitcoin exchange traded product. I've been thinking we should approve one for the last 5 years. So that the logic for why we haven't has always mystified me. The court case obviously is an important factor in the landscape, but I can't guess as to my colleagues' approach to this topic.
But just basically, that is government speak for corruption, corruption, corruption. They are doing this on purpose, okay? Golly gee, I'm just so mystified. She's on the commission. She's not allowed to say it. Of course not, okay? You can't look at this and say, oh, wow, there's no foul play here. They know exactly what they're doing. She's literally an SEC commissioner. She's on the board. They hate her. And by they, I mean Gary Guzzler, the semen demon. Why? Because Gary is under control from the banking cartel. We've even mentioned it here. The corrupt SEC is compromised by the banking cartel, and they are trying to strangle the people. She literally spells it out. She goes, we're compromised. Dismantle the whole thing. But before you dismantle, approve the ETF first. That's what we want them to do. So I have a post here. Bitcoin to $37,000. Why 37,000? It's just because the highest volume node for the whole range is 37,000. It means the average price, that's the average person's entry, is $37,000 Bitcoin. Now, if you notice, most alts are down way more than that. But they never went, but in Bitcoin land, they never went in profit to really get the idea that, you know, the moon is coming, right? They never even entered their minds. So $37,000 Bitcoin is where it's probably going to do the diddling. It could go from 37 up to 42, back to 37, it can, but this is just a magnet, this zone. Have a look. Rumors of the SEC communicating with potential Bitcoin ETF issuers. So that's what's been happening. They updated the filings for Roca Negra. Roca Negra's Bitcoin ETF listed on the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. So they can sit there indefinitely, forever. However, this is like a sign things are starting to heat up. Maybe they're gearing up for January, or you never know, they could be gearing up earlier because Gary Gensler is taking a beating. I know. The more we put pressure, the faster we get through this. Also, Judge orders SEC to revisit Grayscale spot ETF filing. This is what we already covered. But you put all of these together, you know they're gearing up for something. And please, friends, I want to remind you, real DeFi is better than fake DeFi. Pulse, PulseX, and both hexes. PHEX, EHEX, doesn't matter where it came from. These are just some examples of real DeFi. I'm going to share with you something naughty that an exchange is doing. So my friend, Mr. Glimmery Coin, he's made a post here. He's saying this has been happening for a while, friends. So MEXC, which is an exchange, they have been taking people's money and just closing the account, and you can't do anything about it. So he goes, look at this, MEXC, they are literally stealing customer funds. They give no explanation as to the reasoning. As someone who's dealt with their shenanigans in the past, I think it's time the industry really took notice and fought back before they become the next retail FTX trap. Things I've noticed just in the past month. An alarming increase in Reddit posts about the funds being taken by MEXC, all of which are quickly hidden by them. Anyone asking about this on their Telegram is blocked. No explanation is going. Lots of stories about literally just depositing funds and getting banned and losing access. So this is, be super careful. Not only are you playing with centralized exchanges, not only are you going to get destroyed by their market makers and the top 5% of traders, but they'll probably just take your money and run away anyway. You got to be careful. We should be trying to protect the next wave of crypto retailers and shun exchanges that are literally feeding on retail noob traders for their own gain. Then they ban them as soon as they start to marginally profit. So that's what happens, you know. MEXC, and this is what exchanges do, friend, just to let you know. When you're profitable, they look for a reason to ban you. It's just like a bookie at the races. They know, oh, wow, this person's got an edge. Screw it, let's just ban them. You know they can do that, right? Because if they're banning, friends, look, let me tell you something. These exchanges are scum. They know that 1% of retailers win. They know that. So here's the thing. If they ban the only profitable guys, the exchange is making all the money. Because they don't really care. They're banning the 1% of profitable people. All their money comes from the losers, the 99%. So they'll just keep letting you trade. I repeat, MEXC has a bad reputation. They steal funds. They lock your accounts without warnings. This is just another reason why you should use real DeFi. Centralized exchanges can steal from you instantly. Take self-custody. MEXC is a complete dingleberry. Look, there are posts here. You know, look at this, please. What WTF MEXC unable to withdraw to abnormality in risk control. Please contact customer service. You see this part? And look, I've gone through the thread. There's a lot of sketchy things. Look, just stole $15,000 from me. I just tried to log in. 15K gone. But look, friends, I just want to inform you of something as well. All right. Here's the thing. The truth is as well, there could be people using it by VPN, and if the exchange notices, maybe it's on their legal policy where they just take your account away because they don't want to get in trouble with the US government. However, I don't think the US government is going to like them just stealing people's money. You know what I mean? Like, if something doesn't goes against company policy, it doesn't give you the right just to steal people's money. So I'm not even going to use that as an excuse for them, but it's one potential thing people are saying because, you know, the whole blame the victim stuff. There's also this possibility. I know what people do is when they find an edge with correlations and trading and market making, they'll go on to say MEXC and they'll try to exploit it. And because they don't have the strictest KYC, then they just keep getting used and their pool gets drained a bit. But one, there's no real evidence for this, that this being a big issue, and I'm just speculating here. So I'm just to share with you, there is potentially another side of the story. Like, for example, MEXC might say, hey, the people doing this account, they are exploiting something in the system or whatever, right? But still, man, when BitMEX were going through the KYC part, they allowed you to withdraw your money. So there's no excuses here. So please, there are many options. Like, we literally built crypto for this. The whole reason crypto exists was exactly what you just saw right now. A bank, a centralized exchange, an institution, maybe the fluffy slippers dealer. They can just take your money. That's it. See you later. So we made crypto. It's invented for a reason. It removes the middleman. It's a transaction between you and the chain. We found ways to do this. That's why all these inventions are great. You're looking at PulseX website here, app.pulsex.com. These are the yield farms. You can participate in these. You know, yield farms, on one hand, you might say, they suck, right? But on the other hand, I think it's great yield farms and liquidity providing exist because we get to remove middlemen and actually give a trader the option, or a retailer the option. You can actually be profitable for once in your life. You can. Instead of being the 99% people who fail, Now you can at least gain money. Now, of course, you don't outperform the person who binks the bottom and just holds it. You don't, but you're still making profit. And people don't really care about this benchmark type of stuff anyway. So isn't this fantastic to see? But this is only possible. Why can we even give this yield out? Because there's no middlemen. There's no officers to pay. There's no bills. There's no CEO. You don't have market makers that you have to give sweet deals to steal off the people, because that's what exchanges do, centralized exchanges, right? They're giving market makers amazing deals. Why are they giving amazing deals? Because they're making money off the fees from the retailers who keep losing, because they can't see left and right and who else is doing well. But on chain, we can. And let's finish off with some Capo. Mr. Crypto Capo. I don't know why, but the dude got bearish on crypto on the way up. He just started getting bearish here and he became a meme. He's bearish, 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 bearish the whole way. And Bitcoin now $31,000 of the United States kind. And his response is, look, just drawing this red line down. We went through this already, because you're a baby doll and you're a baby cake. I showed you, where does this line come from? It comes from people looking at the year 2020, the zombie virus, and saying, well, there was a big capitulations, so that's going to happen again. But as I've shown you with the Mt. Gox Ponzi cycle, we are not actually following the similar trajectory of 2020. We are more 2016. We are doing the slow, methodical rise up. And why this makes sense is because FTX is probably similar ghost spirit of Mt. Gox. Big exchange goes down and wipes everyone's confidence. That's what happened in both these cycles. It's just fascinating that these are repeating. So, let's end now. Crypto bears, I think it's time for you to leave. Look at this big bear closing the door. Goodbye. Goodbye. The bottom's in. Bye-bye. Very polite of you. Bears are smelly and poop in the woods. You're always going to be my friend. Make sure you tell mum and dad, please avoid MEXC. I'm going to catch you very soon.